YouTube, what is going on? It is your boy Manu here, aka Mr. See It Before It Happens. And today, fellas, I bring to you our Throwback Thursday series where I'm going to be breaking down the Madden 21 club games. And this is a Final Four between two of the best players in the world, Pavan and Noah. Again, this is part of the $750,000 tournament. First place prize gets $150,000, so a lot on the line here. Again, in this matchup on the left here, we got Noah. Again, one of the best defensive players in the world. He has top 5 lurk. He's usually a really aggressive defensive player. Yeah, he does generally like to blitz and force you into a bad pass with his lurk. He does, especially in a game like this, he does trust his lurk a lot. Pavan, on the other hand, he's a pretty balanced player. He's always been one of the better offensive and defensive players usually. Again, I think one of the biggest drawbacks for Pavan that I thought Noah would be able to capitalize off of is just the decision making. Again, I think Pavan is a good, not great decision maker. Again, he doesn't. I think he's one of the best players in the world because of his situational play calling, and I'll get to that later in the game. But to me, he doesn't make the best reads on offense. And Noah, on the other hand, again, he's known for a great lurk, creating turnovers. So I really thought Pavan's biggest weakness on offense really played into Noah's strengths on defense really well. So stylistically, I really liked Noah in this matchup. And let's get into it. Now, from Noah on the offensive side of the ball, as you see him setting his audibles. Again, Noah is not a really high-powered offensive player. Again, he's a really inconsistent decision maker. But honestly, Noah can play really solid offense. And I think a big reason for it, too, is, again, he was utilizing the Oakland Raiders playbook. Again, I was one of the few people that was such a huge advocate of getting that playbook banned. And the reason being is because there was so many different plays out of so many different formations that, in a one and done tournament game like this, and I'll pause it here, you could really just go from formation to formation, and then on the biggest plays on the game, just call a new play from a different formation that someone hasn't really seen yet in the game. So usually in like competitive man, I don't have a chess background at all, but I guess you can kind of think about it like this, where, and in each playbook, you only there's a limit on certain plays. So you're not going to have all the best plays in one formation. Whereas, for Noah in the Oakland Raiders playbook, again, you have all the runs. You have all the best runs in the game from several different formations. And as well as you have the best passing formation as well in trips tight end in this game. Then you saw a bunch tight end, even a little bit of bunch. So Noah really utilized that to his advantage throughout this tournament is just the variety in the offensive formation. So on defense, really, you would get put in situations where you're just kind of taking a shot in the dark as to what someone like Noah's going to call, because it was just new play, new formation, new play, new formation, just about every single time. And instead of having to address the problem in front of you, you could kind of just move on to the next one by, just going to a new play, new formation. I was getting stopped in, this formation. Again, this look gave me a lot of trouble. Let me just go to a whole different formation with a really good play. And honestly, that's fine, but there has to be a limit of how many formations and how many good plays there are in a playbook, because again, what's really happening is you're supposed to have a certain amount of chess pieces, right? And I felt like with the Oakland Raiders playbook, you just had extra chess pieces to play with. So it was kind of a bailout, honestly, on offense, because I felt like once you got to those big downs, again, you didn't have to really figure out exactly what the defense was doing in a certain look. You could kind of just avoid the problem by moving on to one of the next best plays in the game in an entirely different formation, entirely different look. So I'm glad they kind of got the Oakland Raiders playbook condensed in this year's game. And as you see, Noah's gonna already start in trips head in. Now he's in these under and now he's in all these under center I form sets. Again, the 2nd and 10 here, again, you're going to see Noah come back to the same plays a lot when he is in a particular formation. So, again, it's a lot more difficult when you're restricted to one formation like this. Again, your play calls have to be a lot more precise, because as the Madden game progresses, again, people are going to start to catch on to your favorite plays, what you really like to call in certain situations. But with how Noah was playing and how he was utilizing the Raiders playbook, again, it was really hard for the defensive player to kind of predict what was coming next. Again, big 3rd and 2 here. Again, Noah, I don't believe he's ran this set yet. And I mean, obviously everybody knows I form tight for the dive and the stretch. And again, you're gonna see this a lot from Noah. You're gonna see about 10 formations, like 5 to 10 formations throughout this game. That's how he played this year on offense. Now, after running, Noah does get to a big 3rd and 1. And again, if you're a viewer trying to get better at competitive Madden, again, the chess match that's kind of going on right now on defense is Pavan's trying to really recall what has Noah liked in these situations. What has he been calling when he is in trips head end? Just about every time Noah's been in trips head end, it's been this curl flat play, the same setup every single time. So if you're trying to get better, man, again, you got to be taking notes of that throughout the game, what somebody's liking in certain situations, what they're calling out of certain forms, and really play to take that away, take away someone's best plays, make them beat you with something else. And that's what Pavan is going to do on this play here. Again, he's fully ready for this curl flat play. He runs man across the board. Again, once you know what somebody's going to call, once you're able to anticipate what someone's called, then the next step really is figuring out a game plan to counter those play calls. So that's really what these pros do, is cut out the part about what these pros do is. Oh my god, I just gotta go back. Actually, bro, cut out the whole thing. All right, let me restart. So if you're a viewer, oh my god, let me restart. Fuck. So if you're a viewer looking to get into competitive Madden, or you're just looking to get better at Madden in general, what's going through these pros' heads right now in this situation is Pavan's really trying to recall what Noah has done previously in these situations. Now I'll pause it here. So every time Noah has been in trips head end, it's been this curl flat play. So that's really what you got to expect on defense, is if someone keeps calling a play in that formation. It's been the only play that Noah has called. That's the play you should be expecting on one of the biggest plays of the game. And Noah and Pavan is ready for that in this play, and you see it's going to be man across the board. So once you're able to anticipate, the first step is really anticipating what play call is going to be coming. And to do that, again, it really depends on your play recall. Being able to analyze what somebody has really been liking in a certain form throughout the game, what they've been liking in certain situations, and then 2 is just having the game plan and the strategies to counter these popular plays. And if you're looking for help on that, boys, themanacademy.com. We're the only site that breaks down those type of strategies, where we're not just giving you money plays, we're giving you tips and strategies that apply to every single man, such as how to counter certain concepts in the game, how how to predict someone's play call in certain situations. Again, we go into in much more detail in our courses on the MaddenAcademy.com. Make sure to check that out. But again, 4th and 4. And again, this what makes Noah dangerous. Again, you don't see this formation that often. Again, he hasn't really ran it too much this game. Again, I feel like this is a good play call here from Noah. Again, he's expecting Pavon to sell out for the run. It's a 4th and 1. He's expecting Pavon to spy his safeties. And honestly, that was just great defense there from Pavon. Again, Noah's not able to get off that drag. But honestly, Pavon should have had a pick the previous play. So that ended up being really good defense from Pavon. Good anticipation. Again, Pavon just start off by running the ball. What you can expect to see from offense is from Pavon is a balanced attack. And you see right here, that's exactly what I mean is, Pavon is not the best decision maker on offense. Again, he's still always been a solid decision maker, but his reads can be shaky at times. Usually he is a really good play caller though, and he's going to figure out the open spaces of the field. And here we go on 3rd and 12. Man, Pavon had that corner route. He missed him. And Pavon's going to take note of that, though, and that's why I think Pavon is one of the best offensive players is, he can see what the open spaces are on the field, and he's going to take note of that for later in the game. I believe he saw that he missed the corner route, and I expect him to come back to that later in the game. So, again, if you're a viewer looking to get into competitive Madden, looking to get better at Madden, again, that's what you should be doing as soon as at the end of each snap is really just identifying post-snap reads. And what I mean by that is, seeing what each defender is in. Was it a cover 2 zone? Was it a cover 3? Was it a cover 2 on one half of the field? Was it a cover 3 on the other part of the field? Again, you should really be targeting one half of the field. Again, if you're looking at both halves of the field, it's going to be really tough. Again, you should really be focusing on one half of the field. See what the outside corner is in. See what the safety is in. Again, if you need more help on that, the MaddenAcademy.com. Hours upon hours of pro gameplay broken down in a lot more detail as to how you can approach these situations and kind of what the thought process is after every single play. So here, 4th and 1, and these situations here is, again, I think that's a good timeout from Noah. Again, he wasn't expecting Pavon to audible to the bunch head in. Pavon does a good job of keeping you off balance. Not only that, I think he is a super elite situational play caller. He's one of the really best, if not the best, play caller I've played in these situations where it's really hard to predict what Pavon is going to do here. He does a good job of balancing out which parts of the field he's going to attack. Again, he does a good job of not falling into the trap of coming back to the same play one too many times. Again, you got to respect that Noah has great play recall. Again, he's going to remember that, okay, Pavon went to this play when he was in bunch head end. Again, this is the first time that Pavon has ran bunch head end, but pay attention to on this play here. Pavon's really primarily looking to attack the left sideline here. Again, he's attacking the left sideline at different depths. And Pavon's going to use this to set Noah up later in the game. And again, Pavon is a really good play caller in these situations. Here, Pavon does get to another 3rd and 2. And again, this is another phenomenal play call by Pavon. Again, he knows Noah's tendencies. He knows that Noah really likes to get aggressive in these situations and that he's likely to not leave, a deep loot on the field. So, Pavon, anticipating him to guard the sidelines here, leaves a streak on the field and is able to pop Noah over the top. And unfortunately, he drops that pass. I don't know if he did the catch and run. I don't know what he did there, but that was pretty unfortunate there from Pavon. Again, that was great anticipation by him. Again, Pavon is super elite in these situations. Again, he's going to find an open receiver more often than not in these situations. Again, kind of back to these situations where offensive situational play calling comes into play. Again, we have a course on that on the manacademy.com. But again, as you saw from Pavon, again, you should be taking notes from him in those situations because, again, as a defensive player, you really got to, when you're on offense, you got to kind of put yourself in the shoes of the defensive player here. It's 3rd and 3. Most people are really looking to protect the first down marker, protect the quick silence. Again, people are expecting quick passes, so a lot of people tend to get aggressive in these situations, and you got to be able to make someone pay for getting overly aggressive in these situations and account for that in your play calling, and Pavon does that just as well as anybody. Here, again, Noah, I don't mind this play call at all from Noah. He's expecting Pavon, to play overly aggressive here and protect the silence, and he designs a concept to go deep over the middle. And it just didn't work out. Again, great defense there by Pavon. Second and 10 here. Pavon's going to look to take a shot. So what Pavon's been seeing so far this game is, if you guys recall from earlier in the game, I believe Pavon took note of that Noah was playing cover 2 on the bunch side. So when somebody is playing cover 2, the next step is knowing, okay, what concepts beat cover 2. So Pavon had a really good play to attack the cover 2 shell. And again, cover 2, think of it as cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. Cover 2 has 2 deep blues, so cover 2 has the least deep blues, so it's going to be the easiest to attack deep. And those 2 deep blues in cover 2, they gravitate towards the sidelines. Again, it's deep half, so their job is to guard those deep sidelines, and that's going to open up the deep middle. And that's what Pavon does here, is he recognized that Noah was playing that cover 2 shell from his post-snap reads. Then he sees that he needs to attack deep over the middle, and he came up with a great concept for it, but the problem is Noah was all over it with his user. Again, when you're on defense here in this situation, you also got to know that what the weaknesses to your coverage are, and Noah immediately ran back to the deep middle because he knows that's a weak part of his defense, so that was really high-level Madden by both sides in that play. Again, here, pay attention to Pavon's play calling in these third down situations. So the last time Pavon was in bunch head end, and again, I know a lot of viewers at home are like, man, he's just running the same play over and over. He's just doing the same thing. He's really not, though. So notice the small alterations that Pavon does on bunch head end here. So as we saw last time, Pavon was primarily looking to attack the left sideline here. On this play call, when he goes to bunch head end, again, it's bunch tight end still, but again, Pavon comes up with a concept to attack over the middle of the field. And Noah blitzes everybody on this play. Again, I like Pavon's play call to kind of mix up the side of the field he was attacking. Because, again, Noah's an elite defensive player. He's going to catch on to it. If you're attacking the same part of the field too often in certain information. But if you're Pavon here, again, great defense there by Noah. If you're Pavon, you just got to take note of that for later in the game. And know that Noah is a really aggressive defensive player. He loves to blitz. So, again, Pavon's going to have to take note of that and remember that for later in the game. Now Noah goes on a little bit of a drive here. Again, he was mainly just running the ball here, taking some clock with him, and oh my god, hey. And this is from Mr. Good Games, bro, forever himself. And, bro, if you heard Pavon on the thing, bro, I was crying the whole time. Bro, I'm going to go back for it for you guys. I want you guys to see this. I need you guys to see this. So, again, Noah has a guy wide open. Noah's not going to go anywhere on this pass. But just a super unfortunate play. And as we call it on Twitter, boys, as we call it on Instagram, that is the official Good Games, bro, forever moment of the game, maybe moment of the tournament. And if you heard Pavon said he threw it too early. That was his justification for that pick six. So, and that is why Pavon is Mr. Good Games, bro, forever himself. Not only that, the Kiv tweet from a couple years back, he hit him with that Good Games, bro, forever. Again, that's a super glitch. Guys, seriously, if you're looking to get a lot better at Madden, the MaddenAcademy.com. But also, don't forget, Good Games, bro, forever at the end of every game. And you can get plays like Pavon from Mr. Good Games, bro, forever himself. Here out of half. So after Pavon, honestly, man, you're just praising. You're just looking up into the skies, man, and just saying your praises to God, because right now, Pavon is blessed. Hey, but to be the best, no, cut out that. Let me go. Let me redo this. Let me redo this. Now, if you're Pavon coming out of half here, again, we've seen Pavon really hasn't gained much traction on offense throughout this game. He even made a mistake earlier on offense. It didn't end up costing him. But, again, really the biggest play in this game so far is, Pavon. He got his Good Games, bro, forever moment. Again, that's why he's Mr. Good Games, bro, forever. And that's really been the difference in this game. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it is in competitive Madden. Is a lot of times when some of the best players in the world are matching up, but really a lot of times it'll come down to who's catching those big breaks, and that's going to be really hard for Noah to overcome. But really, you just got to take it one play at a time and do what you can do. And here, right after that, again, Pavon might have just sealed him with the another Good Games, bro, forever moment. Again, Pavon really ain't been popping the runs like that, but there it goes again. Pavon's just getting good vibes right now on offense. Now here again, this what makes Pavon tough to play at times. He really keeps you off balance. He's about probably like 70% pass, 30% run, and he's one of the few players that really have that balanced attack that still favors the passing game. Now back on offense for Noah. I'll say this thing about Noah. Noah is the king of the tight end streak. Again, I love me tight end streaks, but my tight end streaks go for 20, 25 yards. Noah knows somebody at EA Sports. He said, no, let me go back. That was corny. So back on offense for Noah. Again, Noah's going to have to respond. And again, he hits him with the tight end streak. And the reason why that worked is because in these cover 3 blitzes, these streaks are a good way to attack these blitzes. Hitting the seam where the purple is dropping or where the safety is dropping. So in a cover 3, obviously you got the inside third from one safety, and then the other safety is going to be in a purple or a curl flat, and they're going to drop towards the sideline. Where that safety is dropping, there's going to be a space down the seam to throw those routes, and that's what Noah did right here as he took advantage of that cover 3 shell and popped him for a touchdown. Again, I love streaks. I love these time streaks, especially versus the blitz, but I mean, My guy Noah, he's got a glitch on him. I don't got this glitch. I gotta hit him up. I gotta figure out how to take these streaks for touchdowns. My streaks always went for 20, 25 yards. I don't know how he did that. Salute to him though. So back on offense for Pavon. I mean, Noah right now. Again, he feels like my guy, official stiff in 2016. He's just like, I've been fighting diversity my whole life. This ain't nothing new to us. So again, he's gonna try to pull out some Stiff Meister magic here. Again, if you guys don't know my guy Stiff, man, go follow him at official Stiff on Twitter, man. One of the funniest people out there, man. Madden Pro Champion as well from Madden 16. Now we get here to another 3rd and 8 by Pavon. And honestly, I was hyping up Pavon's anticipation situational play calling earlier. He kind of let me down here. Again, maybe he just wasn't expecting Noah to do it again. But, after you know that Noah is notorious for being a really heavy blitzer. And again, when Noah is down 10 and he has you on a big 3rd and 8, you have to anticipate that Noah is going to blitz you here. And on the literal exact last big 3rd down when Pavon was in this situation, Noah sent 6. He sent 7 at him with the outside corner. Again, Pavon has got to pick up on that. He's got to anticipate Noah to get aggressive here. Again, this is a good time to get a big play if you're Pavon, because if you're Noah, you're in desperation mode right now, and Pavon has to know that. And again, he's usually one of those players that is really good in these situations. So I was really surprised that Noah, or that Pavon was not ready, did not account for the heavy blitz again. And that was just poor anticipation by Pavon in that down. Now, again, Noah's back in offense, and as Stiff said, man, he's been finding diversity his whole life. And yes, it is diversity. Dictionary.com. It's diversity. Trust me, fellas. You can ask Stiff. But again, Noah here, he's going to run stretch. He's going to scream serious Mo. He wasn't prepared for that one. And again, this is a game right here. Noah's sticking in it. Yeah, Pavon does get Noah in a passing situation here. But again, Noah's just starting to get really predictable. And I think this is one of Noah's biggest problems offensively is he gets too predictable when he's passing with his play. When he really needs a big play, again, he's usually going back to a play he's been calling majority of the game. Again, here, 3rd and 7. When somebody motions over X and trips, guys, again, if you're a viewer trying to get better at Madden, again, you got to be paying attention to what people are calling on certain motions, or if you're playing online, what people like to do when somebody motions a particular receiver. And something like trips, as someone myself who has ran trips for so long, when I'm motioning over X, it's usually, when most people motion over X, again, the first highlight play that should pop up in your head is the slant play and the crosser play. And again, if you're playing someone like Noah who's not, really being persistent with a certain formation, again, these type of players do what I like to call highlight plays. So they really just look to run really the best plays on a certain motion out of a certain formation, and that's really not what Noah's going to do here. And again, it's a pretty quick motion. And, Pavon's not going to have maybe not too much time to set up here. And I think Noah might have caught him a little off guard. But again, after Pavon, you got to know it's going to be motion over slant with the crosser. So here on a second goal in the red zone again, these red zone situations can be tough, and I'm really surprised that Noah decided to come out and trip tight end inside the 10. I feel like you're really limited passing wise in trips down here. Again, my biggest recommendation for the red zone is kind of having a complementary form. So again, if you're primarily someone that passes out a shotgun, it is actually good to have like an under center formation for down here. In the red zone, because again the spaces do get really condensed, and I'm really surprised that someone like Noah, who again is all over the place on offense and runs a lot of under center, decides to go to shotgun here because it's a lot easier to shoot the runs in shotgun. I feel like again in under center you really have to sell out, spy your safeties. So I'm surprised Noah didn't have a couple dots from under center. Again, if you're really struggling in those red zone situations, maximizing the red zone offense and defense on the manacademy.com. Make sure you check that out. I promise you, it will change your red zone experience. And again, third and goal at the 5 here. Again, I do not mind the run call here from Noah. Because again, in this situation, if you're on defense, you're really setting up for the pass. You're really expecting somebody to just not run the ball when there's 5 yards to go, and it's like one of the later downs. So I don't mind that play call from Noah just because it's so tough to pass on there in the red zone. So I do not mind the play call. He definitely caught Pavon off guard there. Again, when you see a look like this, so Noah's 4th and goal at the 1. When you see a look like this, and especially a vet like Pavon, you got to expect somebody to be able to shoot the gap. So to counter those people that are shooting the gaps, those runs with pulling guards, runs with different handoffs besides, everybody's prepared for the stretch and dive. So what do? You run a run with a pulling guard, a run with just a different animation, like a slower handoff, and that's what Noah does here. He goes with the power L, is able to pop Pavon here. That was a great play call by Noah. Again, another big 36 by Pavon. Again, he's been playing pretty conservative. Again, the thing about Pavon is, again, he's a pretty balanced player. He's usually pretty good about closing out these games. Again, he usually has all these different runs and plays to go to kind of clock out of a game. Even this year, again, he's primarily a bunch player, but he'll go under center and run deuce close to close out a game at the end of games. And here at 3rd and 6, so again, if you're Pavon here, again, you got to be thinking what spaces of the field has Noah usually been leaving open when you're in bunch. And Pavon, again, Noah has been leaving the deep bunch sideline open a lot of the games. Again, what Noah's been doing is cloud flying that side or playing cover 2 on that side. Again, that has the deep half and the cloud flat. And again, to beat those cover 2 looks, you got to utilize deep corner routes to attack that space in the field, and that's exactly what Pavon does in this play. Is again just great anticipation by Pavon. Again, he's been picking up and recalling that Noah's been loving cover 2, and he cooks up a dot to beat exactly that. Now Pavon gets to another big 39 again. He's been playing really conservative, clocking out the game, and I don't mind that. And what Pavon does here is, again, he's been setting Noah up the entire game, to protect, kind of the bunch tight end sideline. Again, the first time, so Pavon has ran bunch tight end 4 times now this game. And again, a lot of people will say there's a common misconception that all pro players just run the same play over and over. Again, that's not true. So if you've been following with this game, again, every time Pavon has ran bunch tight end, he's attacked a different part of the field, and that's kind of the chess match here. Is Noah is trying to predict which parts of the field is Pavon going to attack, and really the only information he can draw off of is he's got to expect him to go back to attack the areas of the field that Pavon has been attacking earlier in the game. So again, remember early in the game, Pavon's really been attacking the left sideline again with the tight end crosser play. He's gone over the middle on that bunch tight end PA crosser play. We had the longer crosser and the shorter crosser going over the middle of the field. And Pavon, I think this is a phenomenal play call here by Pavon. Again, now he's even going to look to attack the right sideline. And a great little adjustment Pavon made. Again, Pavon is one of the better freestylers on offense, as he remembers that on the last 2 big third downs from Noah, again, Noah went all out. He sent 6 or 7, he even blitzes outside corner. So I thought this was a great, again, the defense adjust. Pavon made the adjustment to the adjustment, anticipating him to blitz again. And also, again, it gives him the option to kind of attack that right side in case he didn't have a hard flat over there. And this really made it to where Noah really couldn't blitz that outside corner, which he's been doing on those last 2 big downs on the 3rd and 9. So this was a great play call on the fly here by Pavon. This is 1,000% a play that Pavon usually doesn't use, but kind of based on how Noah was playing, it was a really good play call. And again, it was a play that did a good job of attacking the middle of the field and also that right sideline, and really made it to where, since Pavon motioned over that B receiver, it brought that outside corner towards the sideline. So it really it made it to where Noah couldn't blitz that outside corner, and if he did, the outside corner would have been blitzing from an eternity away, from a mile away. So it really took the blitz out of the equation there for Noah. So that was a great play call there on the fly by Pavon. Great anticipation, and to me, that's why he's one of the best offensive players. Is he does have a little bit of freestyle ability in him, and he has really good anticipation on those big downs. Again, we get to another 3rd and 13. So what Pavon's been doing is on those 1st and 2nd downs, he's just been running, taking the time from Noah, and I really don't mind that because, again, Noah's not a super high-powered offensive player. And again, if you're Pavon, you're one of the better defensive players. So I really don't mind that, just leaving Noah limited time, really being willing to go up 6. And you see Pavon here is even going to max pro because, again, he's expecting Noah to send all-out pressure, especially in a desperation situation. But honestly, I love Noah's adjustment here to just go all-out coverage, and I think the reason he did this was because of the time, and he had no timeout. So honestly, if you're Noah, you really don't want to get a sack here because Pavon is locked in to get a field goal anyways. Even if Pavon gets sacked here, he takes a 7-yard sack. Again, he's still in field goal range, so doing a sack here really would only hurt Noah. You're really hoping for an incompletion here if you're Noah to save you another 30 seconds from running out the clock. So Noah really did not want to get pressure on Pavon on this down. So I think that was a great decision by Noah to go with all-out coverage and really hoping for an incompletion here. But again, great play by Pavon. He is able to run out those extra 30 seconds since he was able to hit that pass. But again, I think if you're Pavon, though, again, you're playing versus Noah. Again, Noah is not one of the better offensive players in the world. He's not a high-powered offensive player. So honestly, I would never go for this in this situation, considering kind of who you're playing. Again, Noah is a phenomenal defensive player, but obviously you're fine with him being on a money drive with 50 seconds, no timeouts. Down 6. And again, that's exactly what Pavon did. Again, great decision by Pavon to kick this field goal here. There's definitely no need to get overly aggressive here. Overthinking again. Noah's going to have 45 seconds to drive the length of the field on a really hard offensive man. And again, offense isn't his specialty, so that was a great decision by Pavon. Again, here, 1st and 10 for Noah. Again, you got to expect Noah, again, when he's audibling through all these different formations, again, these are the highlight plays. So these, you're going to see like the best plays typically that everyone calls in these formations. So again, for Noah, you got to expect, you know, the PA crossers play. And again, Pavon plays great defense here. So in this situation on defense, really you just have to be protecting the sideline and be fine with giving up anything over the middle and let the clock run. You just can't give up a deep crosser towards the sideline. So if you're in this situation on defense, you got to make sure you have your 30 flats on and making sure even you have somebody manned up so that they can't get a corner route over the 30-yard drops. Really, you just got to protect the sidelines and then you're good. And that's what Pavon's going to do here. He has his 30-yard flats up. He's running back with his user. Really great defense here to close out the game, and that's basically the game right there. And Noah's just going to try to get a desperation run. But good games by both of them. Again, really the biggest play in this game, honestly, was, you know, the pick six, the unfortunate pick six at the end of half that really changed the course of the game and really made the game a lot easier. And Pavon really took a lot of pressure off of him offensively because then he was just able to run and really clock out the game when Pavon really didn't look too comfortable passing throughout the game. But anyways, guys, as I always say, that's Mr. Good Games Bro Forever. And there wasn't a more Good Games Bro Forever game that we could have got. So again, Good Games Bro Forever to both of these guys. Make sure to check out the MaddenAcademy.com. I'm out of here, guys. Peace. All right, let me redo the ending. Now, guys, that was the ultimate Good Games Bro Forever. Again, if you guys are paying attention on the Twitter or Instagram for the MaddenAcademy.com, again, we have these official Good Games Bro Forever moments. And this series was actually inspired by Pavon. Again, he tweeted at Kiv after one of the tournaments. He said, Good Games Bro Forever. I mean, who the hell says that? Pavon does. Respect it. And this honestly was the ultimate Good Games Bro Forever by the creator himself, Mr. Good Games Bro Forever. So, again, Good Games Bro Forever to both of these guys. Again, guys, make sure you check out the MaddenAcademy.com if you want these type of gameplay breakdowns in our courses, in our programs. Again, we go into much more detail on certain skill aspects of the game, certain strategies you need that apply to every single aspect of the game, and these type of breakdowns, but in much more detail. The MaddenAcademy.com. Take the free skills evaluation to see where your skills stack up. I'm out of here, guys. Good Games Bro Forever.